This is Tank's Vlog for November 1st, 2017. The Houston Astros are the 2017 World Champions of Baseball. A classic 7-game series against the Dodgers came down to one thing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the fattest pitch ever hit for a homer. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You really should have been on the mound in Game 7. Yes, that's right. Yu Darvish, who couldn't make it out of the second inning in Game 3, was even worse in Game 7, allowing 5 runs, and he couldn't make it out of the second inning again. Now, you had Alex Wood, you had Clayton Kershaw, you had this all-hands-on-deck mentality. But Dave Roberts, who manages like a robot because he is a slave to sabermetrics, all he got to do is follow the plan. It doesn't matter what the game situation is. My gut doesn't matter. It's a sabermetrics. Sabermetrics is good for planning out games. But when you're in that dugout, you need guts. You need to look at your eyes. You need to see how someone's throwing. And Yu Darvish was throwing fat pitch after fat pitch after fat pitch. He threw BP in Game 3. He threw BP tonight. And look at Clayton Kershaw. He comes in 4 terrific innings. I know had a bad postseason history. But I knew Clayton Kershaw was going to pitch good tonight. I had that feeling. Alex Wood, look how good he was in Game 4. I mean, it's short rest for him, but it's short rest for Kershaw too, but after Darvish got bombed in Game 3, you had to be worried about how he would pitch today. And he allows 2 runs in the first inning. And this is a guy who's had quick hook. And tonight he doesn't have the quick hook for Rich Hill. And then the Dodgers, they wasted a lot of opportunities. The Astros mixed and matched, and then they got Charlie Morton for 4 innings. And he got a 5-1 final. And what's amazing is, Sports Illustrated predicted in 2014 the Astros would win the World Series. And they had a lot of good players, a lot of good young talent. So you can see the Astros turning the corner after those 3 dreadful 100-loss seasons, 2011, 2012, and 2013, as they transitioned from being a National League team to an American League team. And they had a lot of great talent. They had all these players. Most of this team is homegrown. So you can see this coming. But of all the players they put on the cover was George Springer. And George Springer happened to be the World Series MVP. He had 5 home runs. That's a rarity. And you know what's funny is Springer had some of the biggest hits in this series. A series that had the record amount of home runs. He hit the game-winning home run in Game 2. He hit that game-tying home run in Game 5 in which the ball exploded. And he hit the home run tonight that would end up being the dagger in the heart of the Dodgers. So, Houston Astros, congratulations. It's been a long time coming. This is the first baseball championship for either of Texas's teams. The Rangers came so close in 2011, only to mess it up. And now the Astros finally plant that flag on the moon. Plant the flag of Texas, on top of baseball's world. And it goes back to when the Astros started play as the Colt 45s. They were the expansion brother of the New York Mets. And at one time, the Astros were owned by Dr. John McMullen, who owned the New Jersey Devils and brought hockey to New Jersey. And hockey is where we'll move next, as the Devils began a Western road trip and saw the return of Brian Boyle, who is playing hockey in between treatments for leukemia. I don't think there's anyone out there right now that's more dedicated to the game than Brian Boyle. I mean, just stop it now. Stop it now. He's going to win the Bill Masterton Award for dedication and spirit to the game of hockey. That's the one award that's already been clinched. And tonight, the Devils got a great effort from Corey Schneider. 37 saves in Vancouver. Get a nice 2-0 win. Elsewhere, the Sharks beat the Predators. Both teams have been off to so-so starts. We got the Flyers beating the Blackhawks, blanking the Flyers. The Penguins edged the Oilers. Oilers are struggling. The Oilers have not played as good as people think. A lot of people thought the Oilers would be a good chance to make a good run this year, but they're 3-7-1 as November begins. NBA, Knicks' winning streak came to an end as they were blown out at the Garden by the Houston Rockets. So it was a good night overall for Houston. The Cleveland Cavaliers have turned into the Cleveland Cadabers, as they're 3-5, and LeBron is starting to mouth off. The problem is, you put too many old players. Derrick Rose was terrible in New York. Dwayne Wade is done. Done, 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 done. Done, 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 done. 76ers, good win. Nice comeback win for the Suns. Celtics beat the Kings. Timberwolves beat the Pelicans. So a full NBA night. And as baseball ends, we'll be focusing more on NBA and NHL on regular weeknights. Even though, boy, I tell you, spring training can't get here fast enough. Those sports could be fun, but there's nothing like baseball. Well, there's one sport that fills us every week, though, is football. And Thursday night begins another NFL week. Color Rush Thursday is Bills against Jets. Jets have played tough. They've hung tough, but I think the Bills got this one. I think the Bills are going to win this game. I think they'll win it comfortably. And I think they have a good shot to end their long 18-year playoff drought. Today's three stars are George Springer of the Astros, the World Series MVP. Corey Schneider of the New Jersey Devils, who had a 37-save shutout. And TJ Warren, who had 40 points and 10 boards in the Suns' win in Washington. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Jimmy Garoppolo, who turns 26 and is trying to learn the 49ers playbook as quickly as possible. And we take a look back at the 1972 announcement of the National League Cy Young Award going to Steve Carlton, who had one of the most remarkable seasons in baseball history, going 27-10 on a team that won just 59 games. So if you think about that, he won almost half of his team's wins. And that was his first year in Philadelphia. So check it out, Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.